This hair is already killing me. What am I getting myself into? Oh god. Hey guys, it's V. So today I thought I would do a super fun video. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to recreate this right, but we sure are gonna try. I'm going to be doing the recreating teenage me basically, or like just the how I did my makeup in high school tag. I'm so excited to do this, but I'll go ahead and show you guys a couple pictures first. Basically, I was experimental. That's probably the best way to put it. My parents definitely let me express myself through lots of different colors, lots of different styles. I would probably classify myself as part of the scene kid or like sceney weenie phase in the fashion world, I guess. Like I always had very, very dark eyes, very, very poofy, crazy colored hair. Crazy colored hair hasn't really changed, and you know, sometimes it's kind of poofy, but I used to really damage the absolute shit out of my hair. I used to put highlighters in it. I used to put Sharpies in it. I don't know what I was thinking back then, but we are going to try and recreate my makeup today, and this is the picture that I kind of sort of want to recreate today. So I got some of my old stuff, and I've got some new stuff because I just don't have a lot of the old stuff that I used to use. So honestly, I feel like this is going to be pretty quick because my eye look is the most crazy thing about this, and I feel like even that won't take me a super long time. So let's just get into it. Let's go ahead and start with foundation. So I found this in my collection, and thank God I'm going to be washing this off pretty quickly, but this is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder. I used to use the crap out of this stuff, and this is in the shade She Won. C1 Alabaster. Now this stuff, seriously, like I used to use only powder on my face. I didn't even really start using liquid on my face until probably after cosmetology school. So like all through high school, powder only. I didn't know liquid foundation was even a thing. I guess I was just not ready for that. I don't know. But I already kind of started with my hair. It was always straight, especially when I did my makeup really heavy like this, like my freshman and sophomore year of high school before I met Blake. I used to do my hair super straight. Like this was as straight as I could kind of get it, but it was super straight. And then in the back, you know, there was always a couple of kinks because you just couldn't seem to get it all. And I have very curly hair. So normally my part is probably about here now. So I went ahead and parted it as far over as I could possibly get it. And it was always a little greasy, so I kept that theme going, just because when my hair was straight, whenever I wear my hair straight, it's always very greasy, like the next day. And I used to wash my hair daily. What? 23-year-old me cannot fathom that because I maybe wash my hair twice a week now. But yeah, I used to wash my hair every single day. I would straighten it at night, and then in the morning I would get up and straighten it more. So as you can imagine, my hair never grew from like this length. So it was always pretty short throughout high school. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and like put a little bit more effort into the hair. I kind of just got you started, but I know I said I was gonna start with my face makeup, but I guess I'll just start with my hair really quick. So I have a teasing brush. I don't think I used to use a teasing brush, but I used to have very short layers, like up to here, and so it already had like a lot of volume going on. But I used to just take my comb or whatever I could freaking find, and I would just tease it up a little bit more, you know, just make it freaking crazy. Because you wanted volume, but you wanted people to see the tease. That's weird, and I didn't really understand it much, but you wanted people to really see that tease. So you had volume, probably, yeah, I'd say that's probably about what we had going on. And then I would just take all this stuff here, just, you know, rip that top, bottom, anywhere you can tease it. That's decent. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate. Okay, so then for my face, we are going, yeah, oh, and like the comb over was real. There was always hair over this eye, just always. So let's start out with my foundation. So I pretty much always use the L'Oreal True Match or the True Minerals one, I think, that has like a brush attached to the top. I use that one sometimes too. No liquid foundation, no concealer, none of that shit. I didn't use any of that. Powder was all I needed apparently. And I had decent acne in high school, so whenever I'd get a pimple, I would just like pack it on even more. So this is the sponge that comes with it. So I'm just gonna take this how I did, and I would just really load it up on here. No primer, no nothing. Where's the mirror at? Here it is. And we would just press this into the skin. Did it cover redness? Not really. Did it cover acne? Debatable. But this is what I did, you guys. So I used to just pack this stuff on. And this is definitely not my shade. I don't think I ever wore my shade. I think I probably always got the lightest color, but it was never truly light enough for me. And it was always the wrong tone. So we're just gonna keep packing that powder on. My hair is so big. Oh god. Like, I didn't know what makeup brushes were back then. It was use what comes with the packaging. I never had high-end makeup. I didn't even get my first like naked palette until I was out of high school, I think. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what we got going on. Yeah, definitely reminiscent. Reminds me of what my face makeup used to look like. I'm using so much of this. I must have gone through these like freaking crazy because like I'm trying to get more coverage and it's just not giving me any more coverage. But it looks so bad. Oh my god, can you guys see like in my nose right here? Oh, it's so bad. Okay, and then like blending down your neck, not a thing. We didn't do that. We just blended it right here. And then that was as good as it got. So that is my foundation. That's what I would do. So then let's move on to my brows. So I'm gonna go ahead and do them real quick and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, no, I didn't touch the brows back then. It was au naturel, baby. So I didn't pluck them. I didn't wax them. I didn't tweeze them. It was my brows. And that's all we did. So let's go ahead and move on to my eyes because the face is done. Yeah, no, there wasn't blush, there wasn't bronzer, there sure as hell wasn't no highlight. So we are just gonna move on to the eyes. Now I did actually use a primer, and this is the primer that I use, the Urban Decay Primer Potion, the original, the OG. I still love this primer potion. I don't love the new packaging because I don't feel like it works the same as the old packaging did, but I used to just rub this all over the eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my lid color. So we're going to be taking the CoverGirl color in the shade. Okay, this says it's number 435 TRQS TMPST. I don't know what that means. Turquoise Tempest. I honestly don't know, but it's this very nice aqua sort of blue color, and we're gonna take the applicator that comes in here. Maybe I should zoom you guys in a little bit so you can really see what I'm doing because you're really gonna want to recreate this. No, you're not. All right, so now that we're zoomed in, I gotta like see if I can even remember how I used to do this. So I used to take this little sponge and I would put this all over. Look at that fallout. I think the sponge is falling apart. This is very old, but we're gonna have to keep it together, sponge, because I need you to do this. I don't keep any more of these sponges. Look at that. Sponge is literally crumbling. Oh, Jesus. I'll worry about that later. High school Vianna didn't care about crumbly sponges or fallout, so 23-year-old Vianna's not gonna care either. So I would put it all over the lid, like so. Maybe this sponge won't crumble as bad. Okay, it's not as bad. Perfect. This is great. I'm gonna clean off that fallout from the sponge. Oh god, this is going in the trash. Okay, so then after I did my lid color, you know, blended it out to perfection, like always, I would take a like white highlight shade, and that would go on the brow bone. Yes, it's all coming back to me. And yes, I used my finger for this. I still sometimes use my finger for this. but it would go all in there. That's looking good. Okay, so then hopefully this sponge will stick together because I still need it. So then I would take a black, and I'm just gonna use this sponge because I'm throwing it away after this, but I would take the black and I'd get a nice, oh, I got everywhere. I'd get a nice helping of that, and I'd use my sponge and I would take it like so, and I would just create some sort of situation. How did I do this back then? I don't know, honestly. I gotta give myself some credit. It didn't look this bad. I need to figure my life out a little bit with this, but it did look kind of this bad. But yeah, I would just sort of like create some kind of cat eye type shape. I would like bring it out, and I would always use the sponge for this, so I'm not sure why it's not turning out like my picture. And you know, I don't know who told me that this was the right way to do eyeshadow. I don't remember like where I first saw this to where I was like, yes, that's what I want to do on my eyes. I really don't remember. And this sponge is starting to fall apart. No, sponge, you gotta stay strong. And I remember I would make it super, super black. I think I would go back over it. Maybe I'll do that. I'm gonna go back over this part. Fingers were a vital tool back then, guys, seriously. You needed your fingers. Okay, this is kind of looking like the picture that I showed you guys. Wouldn't it be funny if I did like a how I would do this now? Like how I would modify this to make this like somewhat wearable now? I feel like that would be kind of fun. Let me know if you guys would like me to do something like that. But okay, I think I need like a Q-tip or something. Maybe I'll use a brush because honestly, like I don't know what else I can do. Maybe, okay, I'm gonna use this little smudger brush, even though I did not use brushes back then, but for some reason this is not turning out exactly like my picture. I don't know how I used to get this like somewhat precise because I am making an absolute mess right now. And if you messed up, you just went a little higher, you know? If you got black a little bit where you shouldn't have got the black, you just brought your wing up just a little bit more. And then if I mess something up, I would usually just take my hand and just kind of like keep rubbing it. Or I would take some more powder and I would just like load that on there. Let's do that. Let's see if we can make this look a little bit better. Oh, and there was no like under eye concealer or any of that either. Like I never used any of that stuff. So let's see if I can get this slightly more crisped up. Okay, so then for my lower lash line, I would also take black eyeshadow and I would put it all over this lower lash line. And I'm gonna use a brush because that sponge is looking too dangerous to put near me. But I would just take black and I would go all under here. And yeah, it would get in my eye. You guys see that in my eye right there? It would do that pretty much every day. But I would always put it all the way in. Oh, I would always get so much eyeshadow in my eye. Definitely no inner corner highlight. If anything, you wanted your inner corner to be as black as your soul. So then if that wasn't enough, I would also take some black eyeshadow and I would pull my waterline down and I would just, you know, take a light dusting of it there and it would always get in my eye. Yep. Why does it look so much worse on camera? It doesn't look that bad in real life. I need to put some more black in this area. I remember I used to use the orange one of these, but I don't have that, so I'm gonna use the Clump Crusher, but I used to use the CoverGirl, whatever that lash something is. So I put it on there. I'm not gonna put any on my top lashes because I have lash extensions and I just don't feel like putting any mascara on them right now. So, I mean, they looked like this. Like, I didn't, like, wear falsies or anything like that. Like, pretty much, like, this is how they would have looked back then. My eyes are, like, burning from all that eyeshadow being in them. Ugh. So, this is pretty much the finished makeup look. This is definitely so crazy compared to what I do now, but I mean, okay, let's be real, this is a little bit like shittier than how I would have done it back then, but it wouldn't have been too far off from this. So just to add some final touches, I had my lip pierced, so I'm gonna just put my lip ring in. And then I also had gauges, so I'm going to go ahead and put some, what are these called? Just like fake gauges. Yes. Oh my god. My gauges weren't as big as these. I think these are like one size bigger than what mine were back then. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you guys out so you can see the full effect.
First sure maybe, first sure not, first sure first sure bomb. We should hang out sometime, MySpace me for sure.
Okay, y'all, so that is the finished look. This is how I did my makeup in high school. I gotta say, like, honestly, when this was like the thing to be, like, I loved it. I loved the whole like sceney phase. Like, I loved all the cool stuff that people did with their hair. They always had like crazy like raccoon stripes. I did that with Sharpie one time. Not a good idea, but the crazy hair, the volume, it was just such an expressive, fun time in my life. And honestly, like, I wouldn't trade it. Like, I mean, you gotta look back at yourself and just laugh, because seriously, like, if I went out like this now, the people that know me, that knew me back then, would probably be like, Vianna, what the hell? It's just so funny, you know, like back then people used to make fun of me, and now like it doesn't even matter. You just think about it and you're just like, man, those days you could just do whatever you wanted. You didn't have bills, you didn't have freaking insurance, you didn't have anything. You didn't have to worry about anything. All you gotta do is listen to your all-time low and your Fall Out Boy. You know, it was a simple time. It was a much simpler time. This is freaking hilarious. I'm gonna bring Blake in here and see what he thinks of my transformation.
All right, I'm not looking.
Come get in frame.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. All right, ready?
All right. Oh my god. You have the lip ring and everything. Oh my god, it's crazy. You have the teased hair.
Look, I put
in the back.
Put fake gauges in.
I love it. That's crazy. You have the crazy color eyeshadow.
And the black like all around it. All
raccoon eyes.
Yep. Does it take you back to the woman you first fell in love with? I was just like ending this phase when we first met. I was just starting to do my makeup a little bit lighter.
It's very, very bright makeup.
I went through a lot of bright colors. I love to do like bright purples. Those are my favorite.
That's crazy. Yeah, you definitely look like you did in high school.
I used to like shake my hair and my bangs would just all go this way. Like I didn't even used to have a part. Like my hair just used to shake.
That's
I just want to go listen to some Breathe Carolina and
303. Never Shout Never. Alright, I'm gonna get out of her video now.
Bye.
Bye.
So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to show some love to the like button down there. And if you subscribe, you can be a member of my Muse family. And I love you guys so, so, so much. Thank y'all so much for watching. And I will see y'all in my next video. Not looking like this.